A good morning to you all. I just woke up today and found a question shared to me by one of my next year's candidates. And this question, I think the students got it from a topic called probability. And I want us to actually have a look at the question and get the answer by trying to see what the examiner was expecting us to have presented to him or her during the marking process. So I'll first write down the question, then be able to go through the working. So the question says, a club, which was a science club, has 4 men and 5 women. Then they are saying that 2 people are chosen at random, one after the other, to attend a seminar. So, questions. The first question is asking us to determine the probability that, all are men. To determine the probability that all are men. And 2, let me just try to extract this. Okay. And 2, are a man and a woman. So determine the probability that all are men, or you determine the probability that the 2 people picked from this choosing are able to consist of a man and a woman. So I want us to begin doing this question and see what we are going to get as our answer. So of course, for you to actually work out this question, you need a probability tree diagram so that you can be able to exactly get the figures you're going to use in tabulating or trying to actually get the answer. So I'll always be able to have this as my origin. Then I'll have this as my tree diagram. So I'll write B to represent the boys, or I can even use M to represent the men. Then I'll actually use W to represent the women. I've been told in the question that there were 4 men, so 4 men, and we had 5 women in that club. So we shall say out of the total number 9, out of the total number 9. So we only have 2 options, either picking a man or picking a woman. And to begin our tree diagram, we need to actually ask ourselves, how many men were initially in the club? 4. How many women were initially in the club? 5. So we have 4 men and we have 5 women in this club. So we have 4 men in the club and 5 women in the club out of the total number. A probability must always exist as a fraction or a decimal number. So 4 men out of the total number, 9. 5 women out of the total number, 9. Why 9? 4 plus 5. Okay, this was the first picking. You always treat this as the first picking. Always treat this as the first picking. Then you can have this as your second picking. So again, going to write man, woman, man, then woman. So that at the end of the day, they will end up picking two men because they're telling us two people were picked or two people are chosen at random. Look at that. So you need to understand that at the end of this arrangement, you end up having two pickings. So there's a possibility of picking a man and a man, or you can possibly pick a man and a woman. So two people are picked, or you can pick a woman and a man, or you can pick a woman and a woman. Look at that. So that has to conform to what the question says. Two people are chosen at random, one after the other, to attend a seminar. So possibly the outcomes must consist of two pickings or two selections. Now let's fill these spaces. I have 4 men, then I pick 1 man. From the total number, okay, when you begin coming up with this tree diagram, don't begin deducting from this picking. Begin deducting from this second picking. So don't say there were 4 men, so I picked 1 man, there remained 3. That is very wrong. You assume the first picking is 4/9. So the probability of picking a man initially is 4/9. When another man gets picked from that group, we shall remain with 3 men now. And once we have 3 men, we shall have now our total number as 8. Now, to actually complete this diagram, now why did I begin by completing this part for men? Because M begins. So please complete first that part for M before we can go to this other part. Look at that. So M begins, complete the M part, then go to the W. So if this has to actually get completed, you need to begin from this end. Whenever you have these two branches, they should always be able to give you 1 as your total number. So 4/9 plus 5/9, that gives you 1. So when you begin completing this other part, ensure that these two can also give you a whole number 1. So for M and W, that must be 1. So if this is supposed to be 1, then that means you're supposed to say 8 minus 3. As simple as that. You're going to have 5/8. I repeat, whenever I want to fill this space and I have 3/8, I don't even need to struggle. Once I've completed this part for M, I just pick 8, I less 3. What do I get? 5. Then out of what? 8. To mean no woman was picked here. So we had our initial number of women as 5. But the number is reduced by 1 because we have picked 1 man. So we shall say the initial number of women, 5, out of the new total number, 8. Let's come back here. W begins. So I'm supposed to complete this part for W. So I'm going to say 5 women are in this club. If I pick 1 woman, I'm going to remain with 4 women out of the new number. That means 9 less 1. That gives you 8. So whenever a picking is done, total number reduces as well as whatever you've actually picked from also reduces. Now, if I want to get this other part, it is W. So I need to complete first that part for W. M remains incomplete. So what do? You come back and ask yourself, how many men were initially in this group? 4. So I'll write this 4, then out of the new total number, 8. Or I can just say 8 minus 4. What do I get? 4 out of 8. We have actually completed our tree diagram. We have completed our tree diagram. So we are supposed to answer the questions. Determine the probability that all are men. Probability, so you'll say Roman 1, probability that all are men. So probability of picking a man and a man. That translates into 4/9, the first picking of a man, then 3/8, the second picking of a man. So our answer will be, so that translates into 3 there once, 3 there, 3, 4 there once, 4 there 2. So our answer is 1 times 1, that is 1, then 3 times 2, that is 6. That is the probability of picking 2 men to attend that seminar. So probability of a man and a man getting picked. Determine the probability that all are men. That means men. So if they pick all men, the probability of picking all the 2 men to attend that seminar will be 1/6. So I just say probability, then into brackets, picking a man, then a man, so that at the end of the day, all are men in terms of that picking. So I'll just say 4 over 9, man. 3 over 8, man. And I just get the answer. Then 2, a man and a woman. They have not given us the order. So they're just telling us at the end of the day, they picked a man and a woman. So we'll say probability of picking 1, a man and a woman, or probability of picking a woman and a man. It doesn't matter. As long as at the end of the day, the 2 people getting picked for the purpose of attending that seminar are 2. And they consist of a man and a woman, regardless of the order, as long as it is a man and a woman. Okay, so I just come here and say man 4 over 9, woman 5 over 8. So man, woman, this one. Just come back here. Man 4 over 9, woman 5 over 8. 5 over 8. And or means addition in probability. Or means addition. Or means addition. Or means addition. Okay. Then I'll say probability of picking a woman. That is a woman 5 over 9. Then times. Then a man 4 over 8. Okay, let's now get this answer and be able to. So that will be, let's see. So 4 times 5, that is 20 over 72 plus 4 times 5, that is 20 over 72. So our final answer is going to be so 20 over 72 plus 2, that will be 40 over 72. And this can be simplified to, so you can use 4 for their 10, correct, for their 18, to their 5, to their 9. So the probability of picking a man and a woman is 5 over 9. Thank you so much for your time, and let's meet in our next lesson.